Yeah. I mean, obviously, it's just been one of the best defenses in the NFL for the last however many years. So, just having that opportunity, I feel like a lot of guys would kind of take that opportunity if they have the chance to come here. Defensive players, that is, and just being around a lot of great players, a lot of great coaches. I feel like it just elevate my game that much more. So, I mean, I was excited for sure.
Just your skill set. Well,
Mm-hmm.
you're a bigger guy than probably a lot of nickelbacks.
Right.
What about that position suits you so well?
Yeah, it's really. I mean, for me, like the nickel position, you're asked to do a lot of things, right? Whether that's covering, being in the run game, and so that's kind of what I've learned over the last few years. And then, like you said, just being bigger, being able to take on blocks, being able to fit inside and to be gaps and stuff like that, and make those kind of tackles. I feel like helps my game as a nickel a lot for sure.
Steve Wilkes told us that he knew you from playing you in the division.
Right.
How much did you know about him?
A little bit here and there. Obviously, I knew of him just as a coach, but I never really had like conversations with him before. But I knew of his resume for sure, and just kind of the success he's had, especially with defensive backs. And so, obviously, having him here was also a big part of my decision, just because I know that he can help me in a lot of different ways.
Is that an advantage for you to have a defensive coordinator who's working specifically with those defensive backs?
Yeah, I think so. I just think he has a lot of knowledge. Whether he was, I mean, our primary defensive backs coach or just like all around DC, I just think that his knowledge of the game, his knowledge at the position, is helpful for us for sure. He can understand it. He's coached a lot of great DBs, been around a long time. So I mean, we just try to just soak up everything we can from him, and just learn.
He has a long history of
Right.
using blitzes a lot,
Yeah.
especially with defensive backs. He might do it more than other people. Is that part of your game, something that fits in? How do you view that?
Yeah, no, it's fun. That's I kind of like when people ask me like if I like playing nickel or outside corner more. That's kind of one of the things I lean to is just being able to blitz more. I feel like it adds so much more to the game, and you just around the ball so much more. So no, I like blitzing a lot. And then obviously he has a lot of different schemes, a lot of different things he can draw up for all of us. But yeah, for that nickel position, yeah, we're excited about that. Yeah.
What's your early read on defending Sam Darnold and Trey Lance passes?
I mean, they're both really good quarterbacks. Obviously, I've played against Sam a few times. I haven't played against Trey before, so just kind of seeing him. But yeah, no, they're both. I mean, they're both just real athletic guys. I feel like a lot of people don't respect that enough. But they can both throw really good balls. Both throwing really good deep balls already this camp. So, I mean, obviously they're battling out, doing their thing. But no, so far, I mean, I think they're both really, really good quarterbacks.
What is the key to blitzing from the nickel spot? Is it
I mean, it's a lot of different things. I think timing's the biggest thing. A lot of times when you have a nickel blitz, the only reason why he's not getting there is because he's just coming too late. And he's just too far away from the quarterback. And the quarterback gets out too quick, or the run's the other way, or whatever. So I think that's kind of the biggest thing, being able to time it up, being really just at the line of scrimmage by the time the ball snapped. Because other than that, a lot of times we're unaccounted for on a lot of different blitzes that we can draw up. So if we're able to time it up and get there, then we can definitely get home.
you do that without tipping off?
Exactly. That's basically the game to play. Just reading the mannerisms from the quarterback. A lot of quarterbacks have different tells of when the snap's coming. Especially here, when the crowd gets loud, obviously they're gonna have to do something to determine the snap. You can't just go silent the whole time without like a leg kick or something like that. So there'll be little things that we can look into game plan wise. But yeah, just being able to time it up like that.
How has the adversity you faced in the NFL helped you?
Yeah, a lot of different ways. I mean, I feel like everyone kind of goes through something during their time in the league. I think it's rare to kind of just breeze through it. I don't think that's really possible. But for me, like especially coming out the injury and things like that, I mean, it's kind of just for me, it was like restarting almost. Like you got to reprove yourself. You got to redo it just because no one can know what kind of player you're going to be after that type of injury, or really almost any type of injury, but especially lower half. And so that was kind of just my mindset, was just like starting over and just trying to prove what type of player I am, what type of player I can be. That was kind of the mindset that I had going into it.
What point did you kind of tell yourself, all right, I'm back?
Yeah, it was a while, I think, really. It probably wasn't until towards the end of last year. I don't know what game specifically, but maybe like 10, 11, 12, those types of weeks is when it really felt normal, if that makes sense. I I felt like early on I was able to do all the things, but it just took a lot more to do them, and now it's more natural.
A lot of people believe that after an injury like that, that whole first year is kind of getting back. So this year,
Right.
are you like, now you can really make some strides?
Yeah, for sure. And I think the biggest thing with that is just being able to have the off season to work at it. So like my last off season, we could look back at this time last year, I wasn't playing football. You know what I mean? I was just rehabbing, just working on the knee. And now, you know, you're out there on the field, you're out there competing with the guys, so you be able to become that much better of a player. And so I think that's probably the biggest part of why people say that second year after the injury is really when, you know, you get back into it.
With Atlanta last year, you guys kind of took it to the 49ers physically, and then they kind of went on a run after that.
Right.
But at the time that you played them, what kind of respect did you have for them then? And what did you, as you saw
Right.
as the season went along, what were you thinking?
Yeah, no, that was really the emphasis of the week. Everyone knows that when the 49ers are coming in or you're going in to play the 49ers, it's going to be a physical game. Like, that's just the tone that's already set. Before the game even starts, that was the mindset the whole week. We knew if the Falcons was going to win that game, that we was going to have to be more physical than them. And that's kind of just the respect that I feel like the 49ers, it comes with that logo on the helmet, really, just because of the way that we play football. So I think that's big. And obviously, I mean, if we look back at that Falcons game, like, yeah, we played well and we won, but the next week we were banged up bad. And then we went out there and lost a big one the week after that. And so that's kind of just how it goes playing against the 49ers is, I mean, you know what it's going to be for 4 quarters. And then can you do that for 4 quarters? And then can you come back and do it the next week, which is pretty hard to do, I feel like.
The stat that every single team that played the 49ers last year lost.
No, I haven't seen that, but that makes sense. Yeah, just because, I mean, that's just the brand of football. And it's hard to be able to do that for 17 straight weeks playing that way, for sure.
Not just a coincidence.
I don't think so, no.
There's a lot of young defensive backs in
Yeah.
the room. Do you feel, as a veteran, that you maybe to assert a little bit more leadership this year?
Yeah, definitely. I definitely think so. I'm kind of right now just getting acclimated, getting to know the guys, just more on a personal level. But yeah, I feel like we have really good leadership in the room with Gip, even Huff. Even though being a younger guy, he's a vocal leader. But yeah, I mean, I'm trying to help those guys in any way I can, the young ones especially, and just make sure that we're all on the same page and we're all just playing our best football. Yep, no problem.